You are listening to Joe Kelly, 3345 West, on Flex FM, the home of electronica, indie and the avant-garde. 3345 West is best. Joe Kelly, Flex FM.
Relax.
Hi, you're very welcome back to another Ofalcheroiv Rish Tuca Tria Taka the Kuik here Iran Flirt FM in Lorna Galua. Yeah, still false, should I say? So I don't want to forget my Irish at the start there. You're very welcome back. Hi you're very welcome back. I'm all over the place. You're very welcome back to the 3345 West show here live on Flirt FM. Another week of music, and I thought I'd finished the album, but I keep coming up with tunes that I need to make. So I think this one is important. Yeah, it's a good tune, and this week's premiere, that is. So I have a new premiere this week called Mintropstraße 17. So that's 17. It's good. It's a good tune. I like it. And as dance tunes go, it's pure. It's pure. It's good. It's good. But anyway, so I had a very good week this week. I hope everyone else had the same. The weather was so. A bit of football, however, I don't know. There's a meeting sometime this week with the Galway FA. I don't know what's happening with the season. I hope it's still going ahead anyway, the remainder of it. Also in the local news, it's nice to see some of the ideas that I had put into visual form expressed by the city council and councillors. So I want to, it's a team effort, and it's there to benefit everyone. In terms of the pedestrianisation of Raven Terrace, the pedestrianisation of the small crane, wherever it might be, and Dominic Street as well. Oh God, excuse me. I'm a bit tired. I've been training again, as you can hear. But it's nice to see that being trialled out. I had put together a document in 2016. Kind of to visualize those things, to make it kind of more tacit for people to understand, because words will fall short a lot of the time these days with people. So no fault of their own. It's just the era we live in. We live in the kind of the era of imagery and Android phones and whatnot. So and people's lives were busier, of course, before the lockdown. So there'd be, you'd want to catch them for 5 seconds of their attention before they had to go off to their busy lives and do something else. So the visual form, the report I've done, and you'll hear it in the Fradverts anyway later. It's there as well. But it's a team effort, like I said. I'm sure other people had pondered it too and whatnot. But it's nice to see it being actually put into practice or being tried out at least. I think Councillor John Connolly had something to do with it, as far as I read from the paper. And a couple of other councillors too, but so fair play to you. It's very, it's brave. It's a brave thing to do, especially when you might meet a little bit of resistance here. But I think for the greater good of business and commerce, I think it's the right thing to do. No doubt about it. I think it's great. I think more tourism. That's what's important. Is more tourism, which leads to more employment, which will lead to a more prosperous Galway. And I always am trying to seek and return to the time of the standard that was set of prosperity and happiness, which would have been, around, mid-90s, early noughties. If we could ever return to those days again, in terms of economic prosperity and general good feeling around the place, of hope and opportunities aplenty. That's not the case of today. Well, due to the coronavirus as well, and all the rest. But I don't think Brexit's going to help either. But who knows? That might end up being a perfect storm. You don't know yet. You just don't know. You gotta weigh up all the pros and cons and try and think it out. In terms of different sectors of economy. Nonetheless, I like I said, I'm going to premiere a new tune this week called Mintropstraße. 17. So Mintropstraße 17 it's a street in Dusseldorf, and people might think it's just an old street beside the Hauptbahnhof, which is the main station. But truthfully, no, it's more than just that. Hold on, I have to take a little sip of my tea here now. I do make a good cup of brew, I tell you that. Barry's tea all the way by. Barry's Red Label by. It's the only job. I converted since I went to Cork, it's no tea like it. Nonetheless, Mintropstraße in Dusseldorf is a street beside the Hauptbahnhof, which is the main station, right? And in Mintropstraße 15 or 16, it was 15 and 16, the two buildings together, because that's how the buildings are formed in Germany. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat there, whatever it is. Nonetheless, in there was Muller's studio, Muller Electrico, I think it was called, or Muller Electric, something of the sort. It belonged to Muller's, and it was a studio. And the members of Kraftwerk, who were more or less all from around the Dusseldorf area, they had produced the first kind of electronic track for performance in that building. So the reason we call it Mintropstraße 17 or 17 is because it's kind of, a little kind of play on progression, and how from that point in time in 1970 odd that these four guys had done this, and at this point in time the influence it has on me and many others, thankfully, and what we're doing at this moment in time with electronic music. So we've moved on, and it's just a little play on progression and future and whatnot, and that's why Kraftwerk had done what they did in terms of creating electronic music, because really and truly they were trying to move away from the negative stereotype of World War II that was placed on Germany, after the war, and especially there where Dusseldorf, some of Dusseldorf was destroyed. However, Cologne was badly damaged more than Dusseldorf. Excuse me. People leave things around this little makeshift studio. I don't know why they do it. I'm gonna have to have a word with someone. Anyway, so basically, they were trying to reforge the German identity, and trying to give a positive edge and a futuristic looking forward, or forward looking, however you want to say it, view of being German. And I'd lived there as well. And the Germans of my age, of course, are great. They're very worldly people. They don't like to talk about it. They know it, but they don't like to talk about it. I wouldn't blame them. It's like being around people from Northern Ireland. But unfortunately these days it seems to be rearing its ugly head again. So it's like that thing. But they don't like to talk about it either, because they want to move on and get out with life and have a normal kind of life. Settle down and be happy in some way, shape or form. So basically, in this case, the Kraftwerk had tried to, move things on a bit, and create this futuristic sound with electronic music and whatnot. And of course, their music was much about industry and humans and industry and technology and whatnot. So they're quite good like that. But nonetheless, this is Mintropstraße 17. Okay. Enjoy. I'll just play it here now. Okay, so Mintropstraße 17 by Josheen, which is my fane, and enjoy.
3345 West is best. Flat FM. 33:45 West is best. Flat FM. West is best. Flat FM.
Mintropstraße 17 or 17. 17 being 17. By Josheen. Methane. Yeah, I like that tune. I mean, of all the tunes I've made, there's a few of them I've really taken, you know, like puppies in a basket, you know. It's one or two favourites with a bit more character in them. And, or kittens or cats, or whatever the case might be, a pet, whatever the case might be. I don't want to, you know, discriminate between cat people and dog people. God's sake, if I did that in this day and age, where would it be? Where would it be? But you know what I mean? The PC-ness is everywhere. But yeah, that's one of my favourite ones. Of one of my more preferred ones. I like them all in a way. Like they all tell their own story in my time and what I see and what I felt at the time when I made them. You know. Speaking of which, like when I made hang on, pure go. I know when I made like this and I made like that. But when I made Bayview Rise, that was about, you know, kind of, you know, where it started, where I started, and you know, was kind of give that place an identity, a bit of character. That, you know, that place isn't without creation. And I'm only a secondary character in all of it, which is, you know, the thing I see about it. You know, even though, you know, I suppose I'm the one who created it. I know it's not Pavarotti and it's not it's not Bach or Mozart. I know that, but it's still at the same time to give it some kind of footprint of creation in time. And you know, so and speaking of which, actually, poor old Martin Mannion passed away as well last week, and I was at the funeral in Castlegar church, and he was our neighbour again, and very close friend of the family in Ballyban as well. More view more than anything. It's top of kind of Bayview Rise, Crescent, you know, that area there, Heathergrove. So they were our neighbours there for a long time. You know, and they moved to Castlegar, we moved to Clare Galway. But poor old Martin, yeah, he was a nice poor old creature, like, you know, he was lovely, like, you know, lovely man. And and I didn't know he was a bouncer actually. He used to be a bouncer out in, you know, Twigs or somewhere, in Salt Hill Hotel or something. He doesn't strike me as the type of man that, as a bouncer, he's too gentle for it, like, you know. He's too gentle for it. But I suppose maybe that helped as well, like. I suppose to be the gentle kind of voice of calm and reason, you know. But see, yeah, that's I suppose that's it. But so going back to, you know, so Mintropstraße, you know, it's that sense of progression, it's that sense of from Kraftwerk's place of creation next door, in the building next door, that this was, you know, the move on, the progression from that point and where we are today, you know. So, you know, it's a good thing in a lot of ways, you know. It's a good way to kind of, I found it's a way for me to play on it in a artistic way. I know I'm just doing this as a hobby now, and I won't go around saying I'm Andy Warhol or anything, but you know what I mean. But anyway, so going back to that, and I think, you know, going back to the pedestrianisation stuff and what have you, I think, you know, that'll give that place a new character. Now, albeit the relations are a bit cold between me and one or two of them, for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't care either, you know. Who cares? You know, me putting money in their pockets, you know, of course, I get no thanks for that, you know. But you have to nearly hunt them down for any bit of cash, any bit of spare change that might be lying around as well. Like, but anyway, nonetheless. But it doesn't matter. The greater good is more important. You know, that the whole city and that whole part of the city, in general, benefits. In the region, you know, I don't think like that. You know, I don't think in a small town. You see, I think more regionally. I'm just the kind of animal I am. You know, I'm more kind of regionally based and, you know, more regionally minded. You know. But anyway, point being that, you know, place of identity, a new identity, and now is the time to do it, because we are in a huge state of flux and transition, and actually a massive void has been created between process and time and, you know, routine. So there's actually space in there to put a new process in, you know, and, you know, before it gets back to routine and everything goes at 90 miles an hour again, like, you know, I know it's only Galway, it's not London, but still, when schools go back and everyone's working and everything's normal, people don't want disruption, so nonetheless. Anyway, I'm going to have to play a Fradvert. So, to reiterate just what I was saying, enjoy.
For Galway's best mobility solutions, check out AGEP Ireland. Includes the concepts relating to the timed pedestrianisation of Raven Terrace and also the West End at issue.com/AGEP Ireland, or alternatively search for the Atlantic Greenway project on your web browser, also via Facebook and YouTube. Public transport for the people. Public transport by the people.
So lovely, Fradvert, yeah. So that basically outlines everything. So I'm going to have to move on, more tunes. This is Alan Quin's old school. Alan Quin Fitness. I got it wrong this week. Alan Quin Fitness old school anthems. So this is Planet Funk, Chase the Sun. Okay, enjoy.
love. And when this love seems the only conclusion that I'm guilty of, oh baby, then you put your loving arms around me, and it feels like shelter when you put your loving arms around me, and inside your arms I'm burning. Put your loving arms around me, and you whisper to me when you put your loving arms around me, and inside this love I'm yearning. Sometimes the way that you act makes me wonder what I am to you. And sometimes I can't stand the way that I'm acting to be part of the things you do. Often I've asked you for too much of your time, like I'm stealing. And when I dream of the fear that you're leaving, and I reach out, my baby, then you put your loving arms around me, and it feels like shelter when you put your loving arms around me, and inside your arms I'm burning. Put your loving arms around me, and you whisper to me when you put your loving arms around me, and inside this love I'm yearning, yearning, yearning. Inside this love I'm yearning.
and I wanna get it wrong. Can't always be strong, and love it won't be long. Oh sugar, don't you cry. Oh child, wipe the tears from your eye. You know I need you to be strong, and the day is as dark as the night is long. Feel like trash, you make me feel clean. I'm in the black, can't see or be seen. Baby, 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 light my way. Alright now. Baby, 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 light my way. You bury your treasure where it can't be found, but your love is like a secret that's being passed around. There is a silence that comes to a house where no one can sleep. I guess it's the price of love. I know it's not cheap. Oh come on, baby, 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 light my way. Oh come on, baby, 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 light my way.
great U2 from the north side of Dublin. And before we had the Ultraviolet, both versions The tune before that was also Ultraviolet, but it was the Mercurio remix, and that was of course Ultraviolet, the album version or the original version by U2 themselves. And we had Alan Quin Fitness Old School Anthems before that. So we played Planet Funk, Chase the Sun, and Billy Ray Martin's In Your Loving Arms, which is classic as well, you know, from back in the old school. I think I'm going to play more tunes, to be honest. I'm going to play one more tune. Might have a bit of a rocky one at the end to sign off with. I found this tune as well, just by passing, which is the great thing about it. And I will play it. It's from Dance's Spirit. So it's Tone Depth is the name of the tune. First, I'm going to play a Fradver before I do anything at all, because you have to get the message out to you know what I mean?
For Galway's best mobility solutions, check out AGEP Ireland. Includes the concepts relating to the timed pedestrianisation of Raven Terrace and also the West End at issue.com/AGEP Ireland, or alternatively search for the Atlantic Greenway project on your web browser, also via Facebook and YouTube. Public transport for the people. Public transport by the people.
Lovely job. So we're going to move on. This here is Dance's Spirit, called Tone Depth is the name of it. Chat. Good tune. Enjoy. This is Joe Kelly here live on Flirt FM. The show is 3345 West.
West Flirt FM. 3345 West is best. Joe Kelly, Flirt FM.
great tune that, yeah. Had to play it. Heard it, yeah. Great tune. Yeah, so that was Dance's Spirit was the name of the artist, and Tone Depth. I'm nearly almost sure that's the form of it, yeah. So yeah, it's just that progressive techno, progressive house. Yeah, it's good. It's a really, really well made tune. Yeah, same style as kind of the tune I made there at the start of the show, the premiere that I had, the Mintropstraße tune. Same style, that progressiveness, progressive techno, progressive trance, progressive house, whatever you want to call it. Generally, they call it just progressive because of the beat pattern, or whatnot. It's driving. It's. I think my Mintropstraße had a little bit more of everything in it. In terms of changing beat pattern, so I'd use the kind of break beat in it sometimes, and then I'd get into the kind of the main bars of the tune, the main parts of the tune, kind of with more of a thump. That's kind of like how I like to do it, when I'm making a progressive tune. As I've learned, I'm not that long at it, in terms of making them. So it's a way I fancy with them, it's a way I fancy with them. And that's it. Yeah. Next tune actually is going to be something completely kind of different because I've about 10 minutes left on the show. I'm going to play something more chilled out now because I have not played anything really chill out in a long time. I'll play it for a few minutes. This is Himmelfahrt by Mark Allen Shepherd. I suppose another man from Occidente who likes to mingle in the German language. Himmelfahrt basically means, I know people are probably laughing now, that's in Himmlerfahrt. No. It means totally something very, very venial in German. It means basically heaven's drive, or heaven drive, basically, in literal sense. It could mean, in that kind of formal language, it could mean heaven's way, but that would be Himmelweg, or that would be Himmelweg or Himmelfahrt. So the fahren is the German verb to drive or go. So it's funny language like that. If you put kind of a conjunction of two words, it can mean just heaven's way. Then it's just the way they say it. But and Himmel is heaven. So yeah, we'll play this. Yeah, this is a nice chilled out tune.
(3345 West). (3345 West Flat FM). 3345 West is best. Joe Kelly, Flat FM.
Okay, so that was Himmelfahrt by Mark Allen Shepard. And actually I double checked it. Of course, here we go again. Typical in the German language, it can mean something very literal when it's translated to English, but then it stands for something else. Himmelfahrt means ascension. So yeah, it's getting to that time of year actually. It's the Feast of the Ascension. The ascension into heaven, isn't it? When Christ ascended into heaven. For those of the majority, I think, who believe in that, and those who don't, well, tough. It's good for you. Whatever, well, as they say, horses for courses, whatever you're into, doesn't matter. But that's basically what it means. It means ascension. That's what it means. Himmelfahrt means ascension. So I'm going to have to sign off, folks. Again, I always have too much fun trying out all these tunes. And I run out of time. Time just slips away. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to finish off with a rocky enough tune. And I want to give a big shout out as well to all those people who helped me out with, tune finds in, things like that, and requests all throughout the week. So Burgers, fair play to you, and Evan, and fair play to you, and Boo Boo as well, fair play to you. This actually, you picked this one. And so, with that, Gaji and Shosha Hugan, Shlán agus Banachti live. Until next show, very goodbye, and take care. Best wishes to you. This is the Stranglers with Golden Brown.
Texture like sun lays me down. With my mind she runs throughout the night. No need to fight, never a frown with golden brown. Every time, just like the last, on her ship, tied to the mast, to distant lands, takes both my hands, never a frown with golden brown. Golden brown, fine a temptress. Through the ages she's heading west. From far away, stays for a day. Never a frown with golden brown.
Galway's best transport solutions, check out UNIP Bus Rapid Transit System Design at issy.com/a Island, or alternatively search for the Atlantic Greenway project on your web browser. Public transport for the people. Public transport by the people. The Atlantic Greenway project on your web browser. Public transport for the people. Public transport by the people. For the Atlantic Greenway project, the people. Public transport for the people. Public transport by the people. For Galway's best mobility solutions, the Atlantic Greenway project. Public transport for the people. Public transport by the people.